Okay, I'm back. Hey. Set a timer for about an hour. What's going on, you guys? Who's in chat right now? What's up, Daisy? Good to see you. How's things? What are you up to today? I'm just, hey, Kimmy. You know, I was gonna go do cardio inside the gym on one of the treadmills or the bikes, but I'm like, you know what? It's such a beautiful day. Why not just go get my training in, go get my weightlifting in, and then when it comes down to the cardio, I'll just walk around the neighborhood. So that's what I'm doing right now. And to be honest with you, like, I personally don't like cardio a whole lot, but it's one of those things I have to do. But if I am going to do cardio, it's one of those things that I constantly like to change it up. I can't be stuck doing the same thing over and over again. Treadmills or incline treadmills or ellipticals or bikes. Sometimes I really just need to just go, like, let my feet hit the ground, if you know what I'm talking about. We're just chilling. You don't have anything planned for today? I'm doing my cardio, obviously, but do you know what I was actually looking forward to going and doing? I just have to find a couple people to go with me. Watching the new Jurassic Park movie. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever the newest one is with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, that seems interesting enough. But how's my audio, you guys? Because I don't really have you guys plugged into my headphones. I'm just using my phone's microphone to talk to you guys. Is the audio clear or no? You guys have to let me know. Oh, it's a gorgeous day, I know. Lately, we've been having the craziest weather. Like, it doesn't know if it wants to thunderstorm or rain or give us some sunshine. But today, it's actually half decent, so. What's up, Danny? It's always a pleasure to see you. How's things? How's that gorgeous Italian weather? You've been cleaning all day? Yeah. I like to dedicate at least maybe one full day out of the week into cleaning and laundry. Like, I'll do like small cleaning here and there, but when it really comes down to like laundry and just cleaning everything, I like to do at least once a week. But I brush the cat almost daily. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but maybe some of you guys that follow me on my other platforms, I have a Maine Coon cat. If you guys don't know what that is, that's like pretty much the largest breed of cat you can own, I guess. And they're long hair too, so you gotta brush them constantly because they shed so much. Audio's good? Okay. I'm happy to hear. It's just me. I'm gonna try not to use the front-facing camera too much. Like, right now it's fine, but when the sunlight hits my eyes, I like squint so much you can't even see. Yeah, like right now, it is really bright. Only time I catch a little break is when the trees are in front of the sun. Aw, thank you, Danny. You know, funny thing about Zeus, when he was a kitten, I guess like all kittens, he was a really, really bad cat. Like, I'm not talking about he would just get into stuff where you wouldn't listen. Like, he was aggressive, like really, really aggressive. And then obviously through my training and patience, I got him to a level where he's such a sweetheart now. He doesn't bite, he doesn't growl, he doesn't hiss. He's just a really good cat now. But cats and just animals in general, I find they're more or less, in terms of their behavior and personality, they're like people. Like, if you're thinking of getting a cat or a dog or whatever, some of their personalities are just going to click with you and some won't. It's just like people, you know what I mean? Like you're going to meet certain people that you're going to click with and you're going to get along with, and then you're going to meet some people that you just won't, and that's perfectly fine. I have some friends who don't have pets, and they ask me like, I'm thinking of getting a cat, this, that, and I always tell them, like, if you go to a pet store or anywhere and you adopt a pet like that, you're not really gonna know their personality unless you live with them for a few days, right? So like they might be shy, they might be scared, or they might be good at the pet store, but once you get them home, their attitude might change completely, right? So it's just one of those things that you just have to get to know them. But if you get a cat or a dog as a puppy like that, then you could kind of I guess almost in a sense dictate where their personality is going to go towards, right? Because like they're so young, right? And you could kind of control how they're going to grow up to be, more or less, if that makes sense. Oh, me too. Maine Coons are stunning, and they're so smart too. If you want a smart breed of cat, Maine Coons are definitely your choice. 4 dogs, wow, that's amazing. What are their names, Tracy? Your dogs, and what breed are they? I'm curious. Absolutely, yeah. No amount of training and no amount of discipline is gonna, make your animal listen to you if there isn't like respect involved, right? Like you can't just be hard on them 24/7 and punish them. Like there needs to be some love behind it too, right? So you need to find that good balance. Every animal is a bit different. Some animals you might need to discipline a little more, and some animals they'll like understand what you're telling them after the first few times. So just like people, animals learn at different levels too. Some animals it takes them longer to like learn and understand, and some animals they pick up things quick. So if you have the time, if you have the energy and the patience, more importantly it's patience. Having an animal is like you taking care of a baby, right? And if any of you ladies here have kids at home, patience is like the number one thing. You have to have patience, whether it's with people, kids, or animals. If you're not a patient person, then I wouldn't like suggest you getting an animal, because it is a lot of work and you got to be patient. 2 pit bulls. Oh wow. Oh, a German Shepherd. I love German Shepherds. I've never owned a dog, but I've always told myself if I were to ever get a dog, I think my top choices would either be a German Shepherd for sure, or a Husky. I really like Huskies, but I know Huskies are a lot of work from, like friends and family that have told me, and they're really hard to train, Huskies especially, or a Golden Retriever, or a Border Collie. So I think those would be my top 4 picks. Little dogs, I'm not too interested in little dogs, if I'm being quite honest. I like more of the bigger dogs, but I have seen a couple of little dogs that my friends have, and they're just sweethearts. Like most little dogs, I find them to be a little annoying because they yap a lot and they bark a lot, but I guess big dogs are more or less the same if they're not trained properly, right? But big dogs are definitely are my go-to. Those 4 breeds, I would say: German Shepherd, Husky, Border Collie, or Golden Retriever. I like those 4. Oh, I'm so sorry, Danny. I know. It's hard losing an animal. It truly is. It's pretty much the same thing as losing a person. Once you've been with the animal for years and years, and you've developed that attachment, and your heart belongs to them too, and they have a place in your heart, losing that is like, it's such a devastating feeling. But I'll tell you a story. So a long time ago, before I really had pets, I'll tell you a little story about myself. I always used to think like, if you have a cat or a dog and they pass away and then you get another one, it's like almost seen as betrayal, right? But that's how I used to think. And now, as I got a bit older, and now that I do have a cat, I understand if, let's say, you have a pet and they pass away, and you've taken care of them their entire life, you gave them, a wonderful home, a loving home, and you took really good care of them, right? You should get another animal, whether it's a dog or a cat or whatever, because your animal that passed away would want you to give the new animal the same opportunities that it had, right? A loving home, a place where they feel safe and secure. So, and on top of that, to elaborate on what I just said, I think in due time, when the time comes for all of us, I think we will see all of our loved ones, whether that's family, pets, or anything like that. So it's sad right now, but when the time does come for all of us, I know death is always untimely and it is a sad thing to talk about, but I genuinely believe it in my heart and soul that we all will see our loved ones. I kind of went on a little tangent there, excuse me, but that's just what I believe in. I totally agree, Danny. 100%. Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard. It's definitely hard to get another animal after yours passes away. It's totally understandable. Take your time. Don't rush into things. It'll happen when the time is right. Love you, Danny. Honestly, like I appreciate everyone who always comes out and comments and just engages. But if the rest of you guys don't know Danny in chat, I would highly recommend making friends with her. She's an incredible human being. You guys all are, don't get me wrong. But if you guys ever need a friend, someone to talk to, obviously I'm here. But, I can't be everywhere all the time. Danny is, like I said, an incredible human being. Very sweet girl. She's just all around the best. I can't say enough good things about her. So I have a little timer set on my phone for an hour. An hour may seem like a lot, but I always tell people when it comes to cardio, you have to distract your mind with something, whether that be talking to people, or in my case, streaming, or watching a show on Netflix, or anything. Just distract yourself and the time will fly. Trust me, an hour seems like a lot, but it really isn't once your mind is, once your mind is like, all over the place. Of course, Danny. I only speak from the heart. Anything I tell you guys, it's things I truly believe in, and it always comes from the heart. Sometimes speaking from the heart can get you in trouble, though, right? Because I'll tell you guys a little story. Say, for instance, up or a tough situation. And I understand sometimes when we're going through hard things, we need someone to comfort us, and we sometimes just want to hear what we want to hear, right? But the fact of the matter is, sometimes we need to be told the truth, right? And the truth, in some cases, it really does hurt, and I get that. But if you're a good friend to someone, you have a strong connection with someone, and the bond is very powerful, I think it's your obligation as a friend to do the right thing and to tell them the truth. So that's what I mean. Sometimes the truth can hurt, But obviously, you don't want to go around, you know, saying the truth to everyone, right? If you're not close to some people, because some people, when they hear the truth, they might take offense to it, right? So it all depends how strong your connection is with that certain individual. If they're a really good friend, and if you tell them the truth, then I don't see no reason why they would take offense to it, right? So I always like to know the truth. And sometimes, even for me, like, I'll be the first ones to admit it. Sometimes the truth even hurts me. But I respect the person, I appreciate the person so much more, knowing that they had the courage and they felt comfortable enough with me to tell me exactly, you know, what I needed to hear. No, this is Edmonton, Alberta. It's not Toronto. Why can't you walk more, Daisy? Do you have knee problems, or do you just not have time? Yeah, 100%, Danny. Beautifully said. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, sometimes people just rather hear the same things over and over again, and the reason for that is because a certain level of comfort. A lot of people, you guys, they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They don't want change, and change can be scary. And I totally get that, and I can understand that. With certain people, if you want to tell them the truth, you gotta kind of ease them into the truth. You know what I mean? You can't just dump everything on them all at once, because some people really can't handle change as quickly as other people can, and that's totally okay, because we all, you know, have different feelings and emotions, and we all handle different, like, situations and different news, like, differently, I guess, right? So you just got to know the person. You just got to feel comfortable enough with them to tell them what they need to hear. That's the best way I can put it, if that made sense. I agree, yeah. If they're truly your friend or your family, I think they deserve the truth. And like I said, it's your obligation as a friend to be truthful with your friend or family. Oh, I would love to see that, Danny. Please do. Send me videos, send me pictures, because I've never been to Italy, but that's one of my spots I would love to go. It's just, I know for a fact, anywhere in Europe, especially Italy and Greece and all those areas, it's very, very expensive, especially for the plane ticket, because it's such a hot tourist spot, right? Oh, okay. Well, if it's private, Daisy, you obviously don't have to share it if you don't feel like it. If you don't want other people to know about your business, or you could DM me if you just want me to know about it. But I'm here to listen to any one of you guys. But even me, you got to be patient with me sometimes, because I'm trying to be everywhere all at once, and a lot of people don't understand this. But I do have a life outside of social media, you guys. I have family, I have friends, I have obligations, and I have my own personal time where I do like to sometimes turn off the phone and just unwind and just relax with no social media and just have alone time. I'm sure you guys can understand that. We all need a bit of alone time once in a while. Yeah, Dane, 100%. Yeah, that's actually so true. Yeah, no, I do. I do have a regular job outside of social media, you guys. So it's, I put my regular hours in at work, and I try to reply to all your guys' comments and DMs. I'm sure you guys could, you guys follow other bikers and other, social media people where they, for the most part, ignore all their supporters. But me, that's like, I try my utmost best to make everyone feel loved and welcomed and wanted, because that's how you guys make me feel, right? Like every single time I post, whether it's a new person that comments or a older person that comments, like I feel the love. And the best way I can show that back to you guys is to do something as simple as replying and showing that love back. So I will always try my best to reply to you guys and get back to you guys, but you do need to be a bit understanding and a bit patient with me. That's all I ask in return. I love you, Tracy. Thank you. My new video, yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds good, Daisy. I will definitely try, Dane. I will always try. Hey, I always try to say hi to everyone, even if it's like a stranger or someone just walking by. Well, I try my best, at least. I'll kind of tell you guys another little story. So, I got certain people in my life that, aren't really in the best place where they need to be. And that could be just mentally, physically, or just their current situation, right? And if you take someone and you put them in a bad situation, chances are their mental outlook in life is going to be negative too, right? But I always tell people, if you're, a negative person, you're in a negative situation, I promise you one thing, you guys, you will never, ever get out of that situation by just adding more negativity in the situation. Like, I get it 100%. We can't all be happy 24/7. Sometimes life does get in the way. Sometimes stuff happens, right? But no matter how difficult your situation is, one thing I can tell you that is a fact is you will never get out of that situation. You'll never be happy again if you just keep adding on to that negativity. So, to get to my point, when I see random strangers or just random people or even a friend, I like to do my due diligence and check up on all my friends once in a while. I always like to just give a little smile and say hi to a stranger, because at the end of the day, you guys, life is hard and life does send us all crazy curveballs that none of us are gonna ever expect, and you just don't know what people are going through. A simple hi and a smile and a gesture of goodwill can go so far when it comes to people. And on top of that, it may seem grim. I don't want to get too into it, but you never know how close someone really is to the edge with just ending it all, right? And a simple smile and a hi, which is absolutely free. Anyone could just, say that to someone. That could be the deciding factor if that person lives or, isn't here with us no more the next day. So be kind, you guys. Always be kind, always smile. Do the best you can, because we're all on our own journeys. And at the end of the day, whether you're religious or not, whether you believe in a God or not, one thing is guaranteed, and I promise you all this: we are all going to go to the same place, the dirt, right? So until that day comes, just be kind. It's free. Be kind, smile a lot, and don't bring more negativity into the world. I'm sure a lot of you guys know there's a lot of negativity in the world. There's no reason for any of us to contribute to that at all. We're not going to fix anything in the world if you keep adding bad energy into it, right? So be kind, be positive, and help one another out. Yeah, literally, so many jobs. Yeah, 100%, Dane. Do it for the kids. If you're gonna do it for yourself, even if you don't have kids, you gotta think of the next generation. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. You're amazing too. All of you guys are. The temperature, I want to say, yeah, I take care of a cat too. That's a job in itself. So 3 jobs I have. Absolutely, Tracy. Yeah. Some people, all they like a person who's negative or in a bad spot, all they really need sometimes, you guys, is just a hug or a smile or like a gesture of like good faith, you know? So it's absolutely free. Doesn't cost any one of us to do anything. Like, I'm not saying go out of your way and, spend your days and nights with that person, but a smile and, like just something as simple as saying hi could honestly mean the world to that person. I wish you were here, Danny, walking with me. If any one of you guys were here walking with me, I think I think my plan would be this. So I have another 33 minutes, give or take, for my cardio, and then after this, my plan is to go to a Indian buffet because I feel like I haven't really just treated myself to something delicious in a while. So I'm gonna go to an Indian buffet, and then after that, I don't know if I want to go out for dessert or not, but that's kind of what my night is gonna look like. So eat, maybe have some dessert, and if I feel like it, I might even play some video games. I don't know if you guys are into gaming, but anytime I have some free time, I love to play video games. Video games are like one of the best ways I could unwind. Like, obviously I like to ride my motorcycle. That I would say is like probably the number one thing. But here in Canada, we have a lot of restrictions when it comes to riding your motorcycle. The cops just hand out tickets like they're nothing. And I'm not sure about other provinces in Canada, but Alberta or like Edmonton, just like as a whole, we've been facing really high crime. So rather than going and stopping the criminals, they rather give bikers tickets for loud exhaust. And I could understand how that'd be annoying to some, a loud exhaust, especially at nighttime if you're trying to sleep. But the fact of the matter is, we have really bad criminals in our city. And I think the resources and the money spent and the time spent should be going towards stopping those criminals rather than bikers, right? So that's just how I feel, at least. Say hi to Skirk for me. I play a lot of Genshin Impact, you guys, and there's this character inside of Genshin. Her name is Skirk. She came out a little while ago. It's a free game, by the way. You could download it on your phone, or if you guys have a console, you could download the game on your console. She's an incredible character. Well, the game itself is just incredible. I love Genshin. I try, Tracy. I try to have a lovely chat. No worries, Daisy. Welcome back. Oh yes, it's 4th of July for you guys. Happy 4th of July. Are you doing anything for 4th of July? Yes, I'm in Canada. What's up, Rachel? I'm just doing a bit of cardio around my neighborhood and streaming and talking to you wonderful people. I was gonna stream on Facebook or Instagram, but I feel like I don't give YouTube enough love. I mean, I try to, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna stream on YouTube a few more times. Instagram can get really hectic because as soon as I stream on on Instagram, it's like I can barely even read chat because it's just like constant, like people just coming in and out, which is fine, of course. But this is like a smaller group of people. I could really, I guess kind of connect with you guys just a bit more. It's like maybe like a few people here and there just commenting. On Instagram, it's like at any given moment, it's like 50 or 60 people just flooding chat. But I'm grateful for both, so don't get it twisted. Either one I enjoy. I just enjoy interacting with you guys, whether it's through the comments, DMs, or live. But I don't go live enough, I find, so I'm gonna do my best when I do get some free time here and there to go live, whether it be on the motorcycle. I know I went live one time while I was riding. I had my on my phone on the motorcycle mount, and I was riding and I was live streaming. I don't know if maybe some of you guys were there for that. I love when you're here, Danny. It's a nice little bicycle path. I sometimes do my cardio here. Sometimes I'll jog, but for the most part, I just do like a regular walk. Like, this is literally my pace. When I was like losing a little bit of weight and cutting down for the summer, like that's why I'm like really shredded. If some of you guys are wondering, usually in the winter time I'll bulk up and get a little chubbier, but since it's summer, I like to just shred down a little more. But as you get leaner and leaner, I find you need to do the cardio even more. So say for instance, you're, I don't know, 190 pounds at like 18% body fat. You don't really need to worry too much about your cardio. Just fix your diet. But once you get that dialed in and you're losing a lot of weight and you're down to a weight where it's comfortable, you can, start incorporating the cardio, because you're going to get to a point where you'll have what's called subcutaneous fat, and that's just that thin layer of fat underneath your skin, right? And when it comes to that, like that's the really, really stubborn fat. And to get rid of that, you just got to incorporate a good amount of cardio. And obviously, you got to stay on your diet. And if you want to maintain muscle mass, you got to train and lift really heavy, especially when you're in a caloric deficit. You're not getting enough calories. Maybe you're not getting even enough nutrients or even protein for that matter. You got to lift heavy because you got to give your body a reason to hang on to all that muscle, right? The group of people, I'm counting on it. No, but everyone's welcomed. As long as you're respectful, you're a good person, you are always welcome to be my friend, and I will always, give you the time of day. We haven't had a whole lot of negative or disrespectful people in the comments. Like, what I mean by that is not people who just necessarily disagree or even don't like my video, because that's fine. You don't have to like all my videos. That's totally understandable. But what I mean by that is if someone is deliberately putting people down in the comments, fighting with people in the comments, just causing chaos in the comment section, those people, I recommend all of you guys to not even go back and forth with them. Like, we don't really have any of those people, thank God, really, in my like any of my comment sections. But if I see they're causing a little bit of chaos, I'll just block them. It's as simple as that. I don't have time or the energy to deal with people like that. And on top of that, I try, like I'm a strong believer of energy and the flow of energy, and I can't have someone disrupting my energy. So, and I recommend all of you guys to do the same thing. If you have someone who's, not a very good person and they're disrupting your energy and they're bringing you down, I suggest you do something about it, because the flow of energy and your personal energy is a real thing, you guys. No matter how positive you are, no matter how kind-hearted you are, if you're around a negative person or a negative situation for long enough, I don't care who you are, you could even be a saint, in due time, they will get to you. So surround yourself with good people, good energy, and do good things. Fireworks here are for the most part illegal to use. I think those are like little fireworks are legal, but not the big ones. You'll just watch some YouTube shorts. Why not run? I I prefer walking, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'll do like little jogs here and there, but I find walking to be a little easier for me, and I still get my heart rate up, and I find it to be a little easier on my knees. Because guys, I'm not young, despite what a lot of you guys might think. Like my joints aren't, in the best of shape. So every single time I run, it does hurt my knees. Diet tips, yeah, Tracy, you'll when it comes to diet tips and when it comes to training and the gym and just that whole culture, like as a whole, obviously it's a pretty broad and like big like subject. I can really go into it, but the one thing I could tell you is you need to find what works for you, because we all have different lives, we all have different bodies, we have, our bodies react to things differently. Like what may work for me, Tracy, might not be what works for you. So that's what I mean. Sometimes you do just got to find what works for you. When it comes to diet and training and all that stuff, there's things that work, obviously, specifically, like they genuinely work. But for some people, you just got to find what works for you. Okay, Daisy. Well, I hope everything is okay, and I hope nothing bad's really happening. But thank you for being here. I wish you all the best. Yeah, no, a lot of people say age is just a number. For me specifically, I've been very fortunate, very blessed to not really have a whole lot of crazy injuries when it comes to the gym. I did tear my tendon on my like, I guess it'd be shoulder tendon or chest tendon. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like on my left side of my chest. I did tear that partially. It wasn't a full tear, it was just a little tear. But aside from that, thank God I've been very healthy and very fortunate to go to the gym and still be strong and still be healthy. When I was younger, it was all about how much weight I can lift and how heavy I can go. But as I get older, I'm not really too interested about lifting heavy weights. So like I still go decently heavy. Like I still go as heavy as all the young 20-year-olds in my gym, which I'm very proud of, by the way. But for the most part, I would say I train smarter. I don't really train to impress anyone. I don't train to inflate my own ego. I just go there because I want to stay healthy. I want to look good. And for the most part, I would say I enjoy doing it on most days. Some days I don't feel like going to the gym, and those days are the hard ones. But yeah, that's pretty much why I go to the gym, to stay healthy, to look good, and I enjoy it. Okay, the sun is not too much in my eyes, so I can turn the... Do you use any protein drinks? Not often. I try my best to get protein through real foods, not through supplements. The only supplement I would say that I do use religiously is creatine. So if you guys have the means to get your hands on a bit of creatine, you can get them from any, gym or supplement store. Get on a bit of creatine. Protein powders, And supplements, they all can help, but they're just supplements. It's in the name. They're supposed to just supplement for something that you may not be able to get, through your regular diet. But if you can get enough protein throughout the day from your diet, I would say don't waste your money on protein powders. Protein powders, A, they're expensive, and B, like anything, who really knows what's in them, right? Yeah. The gym, you guys, one thing I can tell you about the gym is a wonderful place and exercising is wonderful, but the reality of the gym is it can also be a really dangerous place if you don't know what you're doing. So please, 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 if you're, say for instance, you're doing the bench press or squat or something that requires a spotter or a bit of help, make sure you have someone there watching you. And if you don't have someone there with you, stick more to machines. Machines, there's not a whole lot of room for error on machines, and they're just much more safe. Free weights, you can really get injured, you guys. All of the little injuries or like the little, little twisted muscles I've gotten, or like the tendon tear I spoke about, it was all done through free weights. So if you can, you're going to the gym, you don't have a workout partner, stick more so with machines. Machines will give you the exact same result as free weights will. The only difference with free weights is you just have, I guess, a bit more control where the weight's going, right? Because you're not so locked into a machine. But for the most part, guys, if you're a bit older, you have some injuries, you have some problems, stick with machines. Machines are going to be your best friend. I incorporate both. I do machines and free weights, but even myself, like, I'm not really that young, so I'm starting to incorporate even more machines into my workouts. So I can't read Persian a whole lot, but I was not born here. I was born back home, but I pretty much grew up here, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm speaking to the right person, but anyways, last time I streamed, I was telling the person that I pretty much grew up here because we moved here, my family and I, we moved here when I was like either 4 or 5 years old. That's why I don't really have an accent, or maybe I do to some of you guys, but I mean, I've been told that I don't really have like a Middle Eastern accent. So the best way is typically what people say is get 1 gram of protein per pound of weight. So what that means is, let's say you weigh 150 pounds, right? Try to get 150 grams of protein a day. Let's say if you weigh 200 pounds, try to get 200 grams of protein a day. That's only if you're really training hard, you guys, and you're trying to pack on a lot of muscle mass, then I would say that applies to you. But if you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, just be healthy and look decent, you don't need that much protein throughout your day. I weigh 155 pounds in the morning, and then I weigh, obviously after I eat, I gain a few pounds, and I don't really get near 150 grams of protein a day. So a lot of people may think I'm crazy for that, but I would say I have a decent amount of muscle on my frame. I'm strong, I would say, for my age and my weight. So I don't think you need a whole lot of protein. I think protein is one of those things where it's blown out of proportion. A lot of people say you need this much protein, that much protein, but it just goes back to what I said earlier. I'm not sure if maybe some of you guys weren't here for what I said earlier. You got to find what works for you. Some people, say for instance myself, I can function, I could manage, and I could still perform good with eating lower amount of protein. But some people may not, right? Some people, let's say for you may need a good amount of protein to really hang on to your muscle mass and even maybe put on a few like pounds of muscle, right? So try what works, guys. Experiment with your body. there isn't a set stone, you know, like a full-blown method that everyone should use when it comes to health and fitness. You just have to find what works for you. Everyone's different. We're all different heights, different ages. Our muscles insert differently. The insides of our body, like some people may have certain, you know, health restrictions or health problems, right? So you just have to find what works for you. Yeah, we grew up in. I was born in Kabul. Yeah. نام من علی جان است. چطور هستی؟ خوب هستی؟ I hope that satiated your Farsi. I would say I'm pretty fluent in Farsi. And that's just mainly due to my parents. Thank the good Lord. I still have both my parents, and I speak Farsi with both of them. But I feel like when the time comes and they're gone, I might start to, you know, forget my native tongue. Thank you, Tracy. There's just some kids yelling at me. Oh, martial arts, yeah. That's actually something I've been wanting to get into for a number of years, Cindy, is to kind of stop with the weight training and bodybuilding form of exercise and go something more into martial arts. Specifically, I've always been interested in MMA. Like I watch UFC, I watch all that stuff, and I've been so interested in like learning my jiu-jitsu, boxing, striking, all that stuff. But it's just one of those things. I keep telling myself I want to do it, but it just never happens. But yeah, I've always been interested in that form of exercise too. Any form of exercise is good, whether it's that, weightlifting, cardio, dancing. Just get up and move, literally. I'll teach you, Danny. Yeah. No, it's Farsi, you guys. If you don't know what Farsi is, it's a language I speak, and it's a very, very beautiful language. I know a lot of people say French is the language of love, but in my humble opinion, I would disagree. Farsi is a very beautiful language. When you're talking to someone in Farsi, you're always complimenting them, you're always holding them to a high regard when you're speaking. And in all honesty, Farsi doesn't have a whole lot of swears. Like, do you know how English has specific words for specific swears? So my language, you would have to combine two already existing words to make a swear, if that makes sense. Like, we don't really have a whole lot of dedicated words to insult someone. So with that being said, you can just imagine, right? We don't really have a whole lot of swear words in my language. Farsi is a very beautiful language. It may not be ideal to learn because there's not really a whole lot of people in the world that speak Farsi, but if you guys are interested in learning a second language or a third or fourth, whatever, I would say maybe look into Farsi. It's a very nice language. Oh, I agree. Yeah, the poems are beautiful too. You know, a lot of people get that misconception because they just hear the stuff what they tell everyone on the news about Afghanistan and those regions. But like everywhere in the world, there's bad people everywhere. No matter where you live, there's going to be bad people. But the Middle East has some beautiful people, beautiful culture. It's unfortunate what's going on. Not just in the Middle East, but in a lot of other areas too. It's just very, very unfortunate. Do you know what I say? I say if two leaders have an issue with one another, leave us out of it. Leave the common folk like us out of it. Those two leaders should get together and have like a MMA fight with just them two. We don't need no guns. We don't need no missiles. We don't need no innocent people dying. So if two country leaders have an issue, they can just deal it with themselves. Leave us out of it. I don't want to go to war. I don't want to go kill people and get shot at. Let those people deal with it. They have a bunch of swears. Maybe I don't know some of them then. Yeah, I don't watch the news a whole lot because I just don't want to have negative stuff in my head and see negative stuff. But to a certain degree, I think it is, our obligation to know what's going on in the world, Danny, because we all live in it, right? Whether you live in Italy, I live in Canada, or someone lives in China, we all do live on the same planet. And if, one country does something else to another, and if it's a big conflict, it's not going to matter where you live in the world. It will affect you to a certain degree, right? If World War III or something happens, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you believe in or what news you've watched. It will come back and it will affect you. So still be educated with what goes on in the world. It's definitely in all of our best interests to know. But there's a time and place for everything. You don't want to watch too much news, you guys. It'll rot your brain and all you'll see is negativity. But there's still a lot of beauty left in the world. A lot of beauty and a lot of beautiful people in the world too. Good people. I know the news, when you watch the news, it sometimes can give you a false sense of reality and thinking there's only negativity in the world, which there's a lot of negativity in the world. That is true, but there's a lot of positivity in the world too. And the news doesn't like to cover the positive stuff in the world, right? It only shows the negative side of things, but I've seen it for myself, how beautiful and how kind-hearted people can be. It's not always just bad people in the world. There's a lot of good people still left, believe me. Yeah, that's honestly how I feel about it, Danny. Politics should be like that. You have an issue with someone else, leave the regular people out of it. We don't want to die for your, conflicts. We don't want missiles to be launched towards our neighborhoods and our homes. Why do we have to pay while, the leaders sit in their offices and they're making the decisions? It's always the regular people that have to suffer. Yeah, I totally agree. Mentally, that's actually a really good way to put it. If you watch too much news, too much of negative stuff, it's mentally draining. Like my mind just feels tired. I'm like, you know what? I genuinely need to just stop doing this and just watch something to get my mind off of it. But sometimes you do need to watch that stuff, you guys, because we all need to be educated with what goes on in the world. If we're not educated, then, we're just going to believe whatever they tell us on the news, right? And we can't have that. You can't just believe everything they tell you. But it's also really hard because whenever there's a problem, whether it be two countries or something as small as two people, there's always two sides to the story, guys. Always two sides. And the best way you could understand is to get the story from both sides. If the news is telling you one thing, saying this group of people are bad, that group of people are bad, or he's bad, she's bad, okay, sure, that might be true, but what do you think that person would say in return, right? I'm sure they would have a completely different story, right? So understand both sides of anything. If it's two people fighting or two countries fighting. If you really want to get into the news and the story, you want to set it straight, you got to understand both sides. I try to smile a lot, but ever since I've been losing a lot of weight, I don't really have a whole lot of fat in my face. I've been actually looking older, to be honest, because whenever I smile, you can see more of my wrinkles. So when you have a little more fat in your face, your skin is a little more tighter, right? Okay, let me switch the camera. Oh my god. When I first started streaming, I had like 58% battery. Now I'm down to 9%. And my phone's not even that old. I think it's the iPhone 14. Actually, it might be the 13. I can't remember. But it's one of the newer iPhones. It's not that old. But it's crazy. The battery of these iPhones just dies so quickly with every update. That's actually a thing that a lot of people believe in. They're like, every single time you update your iPhone, your battery life gets a little worse because they want you to buy the newest iPhones. Only problem I really have with my phone is storage, because I make so much content, so much videos, right? I have, I want to say, over 45,000 like pictures and like videos like in total. So you can just imagine how like desperately I need to upgrade my phone. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Dizzy. World was nothing but pieces. I actually heard the same thing, Daisy. Yeah, so if you have more like wrinkles here by your eyes, like crow's feet, that means you smile a lot. And if you have more like indents here where your eyebrows are, that means like you're more stressed or angry. And then I'm not sure what these lines on the forehead mean, but that's what I know about wrinkles. If they're on your eyes, like over here, it just means that you've been smiling a lot lately, or like throughout your life. We have exactly a minute and a half left for my cardio, and I want to say I'm like 5 minutes away from my house. So yeah, exactly. Tajiki and people from Afghanistan. Well, Afghanistan has a lot of tribes, obviously, so there's a few different languages. But the language I speak and people from Tajikistan they speak, it's more like closely related. And then Irani is it's I could like understand someone from Iran. I would say maybe 65, maybe 70% of the time I could understand them. But it's definitely a like quite a bit different than like the Farsi I speak. And then a lot of people actually are really surprised when I go somewhere and they're speaking Arabic, and they're like, "What? People from Afghanistan don't speak Arabic?" Like Farsi and Arabic are completely different. It's like trying to compare English to Chinese. Like I can't understand anything. It's like someone who, like, that's like a really, really big gap. So there's, for some of you guys that don't know, there's a lot of different languages in the Middle East. It's not just Arabic. Arabic, I would say, is the most commonly spoke, sure, but I don't understand it. I used to understand it a bit when I was younger, but I forgot. I came to Canada and then I had to learn English, and then Arabic was forgotten about, unfortunately. Yeah, the sun's in my eye now. I think I'm gonna turn the camera around because I'm just squinting. Yeah, exactly right. It's all to do with tribes and different dialects. Okay, thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you here. It's a nice little neighborhood. We got a school there. There's another school down that direction. And yeah, I'll try not to show too much of the house numbers. I know there's some crazy people online. Thank you, Jasna. Yeah, it's a nice, quiet little neighborhood. But we do have quite a lot of bad areas in my city too. Well, I mean, like any area can be bad. It just depends on the people. But for the most part, my neighborhood has been quiet. I haven't really had too many disturbances. Yeah, I kind of got that too. Yeah. Like I said, I could understand someone because I have maybe like 3 or 4 Irani friends, and when I talk to them, it's like a little bit of Farsi and then a little bit of English, and a little bit of Farsi, a little bit of English. Like, say for instance, the way you say potatoes in my dialect, it's pronounced kachalu, right? And then in your dialect, it would be zamini, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly, yeah. Canada's a beautiful country. Beautiful, beautiful country. If you want to see some of the nicer spots in Canada, go more east. So visit Alberta, visit British Columbia. And the reason for that is those provinces, we have the Rocky Mountains, right? So it's all more mountains, Great Lakes. If any of you guys have visited any national parks or just been around, like mountains in general, the air there is incredible. Like if you live in the city, the air quality, chances are it's going to be kind of poor, right? Because you have factories, you have all sorts of pollution, right? But once you go to like a little like town by a mountain, or like just like mountain like life in general, you can literally feel your lungs opening up. It's an incredible feeling, you guys. Banff specifically. Look up Banff, Alberta. That's where I was a few days ago when I was camping with my family, and that's my favorite place ever. I would like to one day own a house there, but it is very expensive because it is a national park, and the area is such a tourist hotspot, right? It's incredible area, so everything there is more expensive. A small house there is still, over $500,000. With $500,000, you can buy a very nice house in my city, right? But if you want a house that's around like is as big as mine in Banff, it would cost you probably in the millions, maybe like 1.5 million, 1.4 million. So Banff is very expensive to live, but just going and visiting there is not that bad. Vancouver is amazing, Cindy. I agree. I love Vancouver. Yeah, Canadian Rockies, you can't be Canadian Rockies. It's incredible. What's up, Greg? How are you? Aloo is so Indian people call potatoes aloo. Yeah, that's more so Indians that say aloo to say potatoes. You want to ride with me? I'm not that fast, trust me. Nowadays I just ride and I shoot a bit of content and I go back home. I don't do a whole lot of crazy stuff on the bike, don't worry. If you're ever in my city and you want to ride, more than happy to ride with you. I've ridden with fast people, I've ridden with slow people, I've ridden with experienced people, I've ridden with newer people, and the fact of the matter is, I don't care who I'm riding with, I just like to be on a motorcycle, whether I'm going fast or slow. So, I'd love to ride with you, Greg. Don't you worry. Yeah. Like the way you say tea in my language is chai, and in Indian it's also chai, right? So, yeah, there's a few similarities. Was it a 600 or was it a 1000, Greg? Because I've had a CBR 600. I had a pink one I bought for my girlfriend at the time. Oh wow, 1000? Yeah. Hondas are incredible bikes. They're so reliable. I like Ducatis too. I have a Ducati and mine surprisingly hasn't had a whole lot of issues, but I've had friends that have Ducatis and Aprilias and they've just been mechanical nightmares. So I think bikes are one of those things, sometimes you will get lucky and sometimes you just won't. Like my R1 has been a nightmare, you guys. That bike has been very unreliable, and that's a Yamaha, right? Like Yamahas are, like Japanese bikes in general are supposed to be reliable, but not mine. My small zoomies. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of big zoomies, just small ones. Oh, is that right? A lot of Slavic countries, it's also chai. Yeah, the areas are definitely it's dependent where there's a lot of cops too. Like in certain areas in my city, cops will just pull you over and ticket you for just about any reason. And then there are certain areas in the city where you're a bit more safe to have fun on the bikes. I have a Ducati 848, an R1, and then there's the Aprilia. So the Aprilia is 1,100 cc's, the R1's 1,000, and then the Ducati I have is 848 cc's. So I've ridden like even Honda Groms. I've ridden 125 cc's, and they're all fun. It just depends what you want to do for with your bike, right? Like some people like to go fast, they like to track their bikes and like to go fast around corners and stunt, right? And then some people just like to cruise. So get a bike that's going to fit your needs, because bikes are going to be they're going to perform differently depending what you want out of them, right? R3, yeah, R3s are beautiful and amazing bikes for beginners. But guys, I'm just gonna be pulling up to my house here. But I appreciate all of you guys, and it was a pleasure, like always, speaking to every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for everyone that came out. I love you all, and I really need to do this more often because it has been an absolute blast talking with all of you guys. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, be good, and peace.